Alright guys, got my first big old fat gill for the day. And buddy, I got a good one to start with. If I don't let him get hooks all in me. He has got them everywhere. Guys, I want you to look what a big old fat healthy gill that is on a crankbait. I've been seeing some activity, but all evening I've not managed to get one in. If I could get my bait untangled, I'll show you what I'm using. It's a little crawfish pattern, and basically it's chartreuse and black. I can get it out. There we go. Little chartreuse pattern, black on top, chartreuse sides, orange belly, and man, this little feller hit like a tank. Let him go back and do his thing, and I'm gonna see if there's another one in there. Same little bait hooked me one of the biggest crappie earlier today that I have seen in a long time. I mean, pushing 2.5, probably 2.5 pounds at least. I haven't caught one that big in a while. I don't know that I've ever caught a 2.5 pound. I know I've caught some 2-pounders before, but this looked bigger. He came up, I got him right to the boat. He flashed twice and pulled off. Didn't break the line, anything like that. I'm just using 4-pound test. But he flashed a couple times, and man, I thought I had him. Good, it was so big. And but anyway, that's what I'm out doing today. I've worm fished a little off of some points for bass. Not much luck. Had one good fish on, and he had me. I felt him. I was bumping the worm on a tree. Bump, 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 and he took it off that tree, and I think he went under it, because buddy, he took off. I don't know how big he was, but he strip dragged for just a second before he wrapped up, and man, it felt good. Oh, there's another one. Man, I have got on a bank that's got some bluegill, looks like. Get him up here, see if he's as big as the other one. Man, yeah. Get up here, Junior. I have fished a lot of banks today, and the bluegill just seemed to be not biting. And all of a sudden this afternoon, we got 2 right in a row. But I haven't seen any activity this afternoon or all day. It's starting to turn on a little bit. Alright, I'm gonna have to get it out of his mouth. Get him up here. Check him out. Ain't that pretty? That's some good eating right now, boys. Woo, good eating. I hate using a net, but this little bitty line, even these bluegill can bust 4-pound test if you ain't careful. I almost put my pliers in the water. Well, I'm gonna let my camera run just for a second. I usually cut it off and move on down the bank, but this little area may have a couple. I want to run it just a couple more times. The waves from that last boat pushed me up a little shallow. See if I can back off just a little. hit that spot again. It's got some big old timber laid down in it. And they could be holding. There we go. They're all around that tree, seems like. Man, they fight. Goodness. Let's lose the paddle. If I can get him up here without tangling him in the net. There he is. That's how you do it. That is awesome. And these are some big, healthy. Golly. Big old healthy gills. Guys, I'll go ahead and tell you where I'm at. I'm on the Duck River Reservoir. Look at there. That sucker's for a bluegill or bream or whatever he is. That little fella's heavy and mean. And I will tell you, I'm fishing a point. Didn't expect to find the gills out on a point, but I've drifted up into about 4 feet deep. On the other side of this little point, it's about 8 or 10 feet deep. Right where I'm at. Oh man, I got it tangled up end of my rod. Right where I'm at, there's a big fat laydown, and I guarantee you they are congregated around the end. There he is. And that is not a bluegill. That is not a gill. God, I'm getting wet. Easy, baby. Easy, easy, easy. Oh, I can't catch up with him. Oh my God. Wasn't expecting Mr. Bass to hit. Oh man. Man, I have grinded all day. Ah, got him. And now I'm getting eat up. That's how to do it. Perseverance. Patience. Oh man, these little hooks. They're hard to deal with. I could get a hold of it. Ain't happening that way. There we go. Wow. Unbelievable. Then it almost fell out. There we go. Man, the little 4-pound test line, and I'm getting to eat up my little chartreuse crankbait. I don't see any minnows or crawfish in his mouth. Back you go. Man, if they bite like this, it'll save me a lot of time on editing. That's a lot of fun. I have got water splattered on my glasses, in my eyeball. It's alright, as long as you catch a fish. Get my paddle back out. I haven't seen. Yesterday I fished on Lake Katoma, which is a different video, but I noticed in the wind activity up along the bank, and the fish had pushed shad up against the bank in a little, not really a pocket, a little, barely an indentation in the bank, and they had shad just schooled up. And but I haven't seen any shad, but I have seen some flickers up and down this bank that looked like possible bass fry. And man, all these bluegill may be in there chewing on these little fry. But whatever they're doing, this has been a fun few minutes. I've got to get back on that tree one more time before I make my way down that bank. I don't want to get too close. You never know what's in there. I surely didn't think I was going to catch a bass right there. I knew there had to be some more bream and bluegill stacked in there, but I was not expecting a bass like that. Get off there. Oh, bounced it off my new paddle. Wow. Now I got too close. There's one. Really starting to enjoy this, guys. Man, I don't know what that is. He's pulling. That's gotta be a gill. He ain't come up and slung water all over me. Alright, buddy. Come on. Alright. Check him out. Man. That's a fine eating fish right there. And I've got so many buddies that will not, and I've tried to talk them into, instead of crickets, and I know crickets work for bream and bluegill and even crappie, and a bass will eat a cricket, but I absolutely love catching them on artificials. And my preference is the crankbaits over say crappie jigs and stuff like that. With the little crankbaits you've got, and I know I've caught bass on crappie jigs, but with something like this, you've got 6 little hooks. You got a better chance of landing. If you do get a bass, you got a better chance of landing one when they bite. Live bait is awesome, but it can be messy. You have to bait every single time. And I'm gonna tell you, if the fish are shallow, you can catch just as many on these little crankbaits as you can crickets. And I know I will probably get some comments on that comment, but it's true. I've caught hundreds, if not thousands, on artificials. I'm not saying I don't like live bait from time to time. My grandfather raised me. Very first fishing, we fished with a cane pole. Some of you guys have probably never touched a cane pole, but we had a pond when I was young, and the crickets and the cane pole definitely would drag in the bream. But since I've grown up, I got tired of baiting all them crickets every time. But this is a fun way to fish. It's not near as messy, and I'm fishing to get this in and make my way down this bank. I may have to come back out of this hole. and hit that tree one more time. Man, what a lot of fun. And that just took just a few minutes. And bam, 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 I would have had four good, I mean, just quick. I wasn't even counting. Doesn't even matter at this point. All I know is it was fun. And that's what this is all about. This is just a fishing day. I came out with my little rods and reels, 2 little rods and reels, the little ultralights, and 2 conventional size for bass. And I've got bites on both ways, but my fish have come off this little stuff. And this is the time of year. Little stuff, there's a lot of fish shallow. But guys, I think I've caught the littlest bass I've ever caught. I don't want to hurt him. Man. Now, ain't that pretty? I'm gonna tell you, he's a perfect specimen. He's just little. See you, buddy. That little thing ate that crankbait. That is something else. I'm talking about hit it hard, but he just didn't have nothing to back it up. Unbelievable of what a bass will eat something nearly half as big as it is. But hey, they gotta eat, they gotta live. Just thought I'd share that with you. Oh, there's one. Golly, they pull. Guys, I had to stop back in here in this little hole one more time on my way out. Oh my Lord. That's a good one. That's a good one. I believe he's, check him out. I believe that's the biggest one. Man, my hand don't hardly get on that thing. Wow. I'm so glad I stopped back in to check. I was gonna beeline back the other way, but man, that is some decent fish right there. I gotta get rid of these spectacles so I can see what I'm doing. He got the whole treble hook somewhere. Oh, easy, baby, easy. I just want to get that hook. And he don't want to open his mouth for me. There it is. Man, what a fish. I know it's not a bat. Man, that little fella's heavy. Let me get the camera out of that sun. Or try to. I want you to check that out. Is that not gorgeous? Man, that'd make 2 or 3 of them. You'd have some good eating. I keep threatening to bring a cooler, but I just hadn't. I wasn't planning on doing a whole lot of bluegill fishing. I was gonna just fish. I had no idea I was gonna run into some big bruisers like that. Of course, I gotta make another cast in there now. But I'm about to be done for the day. It's getting on. I'm about as far away from the truck on this lake as I've ever been. And no telling with this wind if my battery will hold out. So I don't want to get caught out after dark. But I gotta make another cast. That's a good area. If I didn't have to work, I'd be back over here tomorrow with a cooler full of ice. Cause They will be here for a little while and then they'll move. They'll stay somewhere close. They may move out deeper. That spider web's on me. But I know this is a really good area. It's got deep water. Runs right up on this little point. I'm sitting at about 10 feet now. It runs right up where these fish are. It's about 5 or 6 feet deep. And they're scattered all over this little point. And if it hadn't been for the big tree, I wouldn't have stopped the first time and fished it probably. I would have went right on by. Man, I see fish jumping right at the edge of the brush up there. See if I can't entice one more. Man, that's so much fun. So much fun. If you've never fished ultralight tackle, it is just absolute blast. There's nothing like it. It's just so much fun. That's all I can say. It's a battle no matter what you catch. And it's the right tackle for these guys because you can throw the smaller baits and you can launch these little, man, 25, 30 feet, which you couldn't do on a bait caster or even a regular spinning rod wouldn't handle it. Oh man, they're jumping in front of me. Alright guys, I think I found me another little honey hole on the way back in. See if I can just get him without the net. God, he's awesome. He is freaking awesome. These are full grown. These are definitely, man. Check him out. That's good as it gets right there. I mean, literally. I'm about to drift up in my spot though. Same conditions. About 10 or 12 feet up onto a flat. It's about 4 or 5 feet deep. And I could not pass it up. Bam! Second cast in there, got nailed. Gotta be another one. Just gotta be. And one thing that I've figured out is the speed that I'm retrieving the bait has a lot to do with it. I get excited sometimes and I start reeling too fast. Especially if you get on fish and you get excited and you go fast. They want this slowed down just a little bit. And the wind's gonna run me right on past all of it. There's, oh, it came off. He pulled there for just a minute. Get at it. Well, guys, I think you can tell I've had a pretty good time today. And this one, it's just been about fishing and being outside, and it's been a lot of fun. I spent the first part of the day searching, bass fishing, spinnerbait fishing, worm fishing. Got a couple of good bites they pulled off, and it wasn't until I figured out that where the brim was kind of getting stacked up that my day turned around. And it's always fun to be out here, but it's always a lot more fun to catch fish, especially when they're decent fish, and those definitely were decent. Kind of to sum it up, I guess secondary points where you've got deep water and which runs up onto about 4 feet. It seems, I don't know if they're bedding, could be bedding, could be up in there trying to get at the bass fry. It looked like bass fry running around earlier, and I did catch a bass in one of those spots, so who knows. But in the very backs of pockets, even in the trees and the bushes and everything, I didn't get any bites. No bluegill came from. They were all off of main lake and secondary points, and they just sort of have to set up just right for a brim to make beds on. And like I said, I'm not sure. I couldn't see any beds. This water is really pretty and green right now, and didn't see any beds, and the wind kept me blowed off, so I didn't spend a lot of time on them. But guys, I hope you've enjoyed it. I have enjoyed bringing it to you. I look forward to getting back into the computer on this one and editing and looking and seeing how it all turned out. Got a lot of boats running around, so I'm gonna try to make my way back to the truck without getting run over. And man, if you hadn't subscribed, please do. It's gonna get better and better. Enjoy you guys being with me every week. Thank you so much, and I'm headed to the house. You guys stay safe out on the water, and I'll see you next time.